Good day, viewers. Today I'm going to show you how to animate a parallax web page design on Figma. So this is a design I just made for a landing page. It's a landing page. So we're going to animate it to have a uh, very attractive landing page. So let me show you the prototype of the design, which is this. So we have this. So now is the prototype of the design. This landing page. So, sorry, we have some images that are not displayed yet. Maybe it's because of network. So some images are not displaying, but we have others which are shown. So this is a complete page. So we're going to animate this landing page so that we have a parallax. Okay, this image is not inside the frame, so I'm going to cut it and paste it inside. Control X or Command X, select the frame, Control V. Then if I go back to the prototype, the image should be shown now. So you can see the image is shown. Image is shown now. So that's what we're going to do. So but before I proceed on this animation, I would like to add, if we look at these images and the layout of everything, this image is very small. It's because of this text, but it should take the same space as the one under it. So what we're going to do now is to just add a kind of background to the picture. The background will be something like this. So I'm going to select the picture and the text and move them down. So this background, I'm going to apply the border radius to it, 20 pixel, sorry, 20 pixel. Then I'll send it to back by pressing open square brackets. Then let me hide the grid by pressing Shift G. So I'm going to give it a color. One of the color I use like this, then 10% of it. So, okay, let's say 20. This is okay like this. So I just use this rectangle to balance the space taken by the picture. So if we go back to the prototype, so this is okay now. This is okay, I'm fine. So everything like this. So let's go back to the design. And so there are several ways to make a web page interact. I mean, to design the motion. One of it on Figma is to do the interaction and the motion page by page. Like if you want a particular object to be animated, then maybe you have uh, part of it in a frame and have another in another frame. So which can take even just a simple animation may take like up to 15 pages to animate things, but Figma make it very easy. They handle it very well with the aid of the components. So if you are familiar with components and variants in components, so you know what I mean. So you can do this animation in a single page by using components. So how do we use components? So I'm going to start with the one above. So what we're going to do now is like, so when we firstly visit a page, the landing page, so the kind of animation, how images move, how text move and everything. If you are scrolling, you just see some images and some other components of the or objects on the web page are moving as you are scrolling. So that's what we want to do. So to start with, we'll start with this first one. I'm going to copy it aside by holding, okay, first of all, let me copy this home page. I'll copy it here. Now I'll copy the content inside it. sorry, this content we have. So I'm going to copy everything. So I'll copy everything. Sorry, I'm going to change the background of this Canva. So I need to change it to something that will suit what I'm doing, so that I'll be seeing what I'm doing. Oh, I think it's okay like this. Now, so what I'll do now, I'll make sure I group this Ctrl G. So this is everything we have. Now, what I'll do is to create two of this. Okay, let me group this. Okay, let me group this text also. This text also, I'm going to group them. Ctrl G, and this button will be on its own. So we have this and this group. We have three objects or group of objects that we're going to animate in that sense. So what we're going to do now is to create a copy of this. I'm going to create a copy of this like this. So one of the things with animation is that we have one of the feature, which is smart animate. So if you want an object to smart animate, so those objects in the two screens must have same name, same property. You understand? You must have same name to be able to uh affect any other properties. So we have this one and we have this one like this, same thing. So what we're going to do now is this button, I'm going to move it down, press. Okay, let me just select the frame and remove the clip content so that I can see. I will hold down my shift and move this button down. I'll hold down shift, move this aside. I'll move it out of the frame like this. Then this picture will also come here like this. So this is the frame and everything is outside the frame. I'm going to clip it back. Before I clip it back, I'll move this one down a little bit like this. So what I'll do now is I'll clip it back. Then this other one, I'll select the two and I'll create component set. By creating component set, I have one that is showing and the other one that is not showing. So the one that is not showing, I'll select it and I'll go to prototype and I'll create a link between it to the one that have everything content inside it. So as I drag it, as I link them, so I'll change it to smart animate here and I'll put, instead of click, I'll put after delay. So I can say after delay of 800 milliseconds. So it should come out slowly, slow like this. So that one is done. What I'll do is just select it like that. I'll control C it, then I'll replace this one with one I just copied. Press control shift R to replace. Then I've replaced it like that. If I play this now, you see what will happen. Sorry, so like, let me restart. So you can see what happened. So the image comes, you can see what happened. Image comes from side and everything is like, so when you first enter the page, that's what happened. So we'll go to the next one. So the next one is this one I just selected. So this one I just selected, I'll copy it out also. So what I'll do to this is this. So I'm going to increase, sorry, these ones I'm going to, I'm going to remove the auto layout from them. Then I hold down control and drag the frame upward. So this is what we have here now. So I've created this, so I'm going to create another one of it, which is this, like this. So this one I'm going to, okay, this is not clip. So I'm going to select the content inside this frame. I'm going to move them, sorry, I select the content and I'm moving the content down. So this is what we have, and we have this like this. So this is done. So what we'll now have is select this, clip the content, clip the content also. So I'm going to select the two and create component set. So I've created component set. So this is the one with empty empty. So it's the one we're going to link with the one that has content inside. So I'll create interaction between it and this, and instead of on click, I'll change it to on mouse enter. So once mouse entered it, it will just show change to the other variant. So I'm going to select this also like this, Control C. So I'll select this and I'll Control Shift R to replace it. So I've replaced it. I'll move this up a little bit. I'll move it up. I think it's okay. So let me just check the position of it. Okay, it's okay like this. So I have changed it. If I go back to the design and I scroll down, you see what happened. This comes up. So once my mouse reaches where the frame started, once my mouse reaches there, the animation takes place. Let me just restart it to see what is happening. You can see. So that is that for that. We'll move to the next one. So I'm going to group these ones also. Control G. I'll group. Okay, this is group already. So what I'll do now, I'll copy them. Okay, let me just group everything. Control G and change it to frame. So I'm going to copy them outside. So what I'll do on this, first of all, I'll increase the size of the screen, I mean of the height of the frame. I'll drag it up by holding Control. Then what I'll do now is create another copy of this like this. So on this, I will now apply whatever I wish to apply to it. So what I will do on this one, is I want this image. Let me give the frame a stroke so that we'll be seeing the boundary of it. So I'll move this here outside. I hold down shift while pressing the arrow key so that it will move faster. As I move this, so I'm going to reduce the size of it. I'll hold down shift and drag it downward like this. So the text also, I'm going to, so instead of the text to come from the side, I want it to come from the bottom, like this, and the opacity should be 0. For this group also, the opacity should be 0. So I will now select this, then component set. So we have one component with two variants inside. Now what I'll do is to go to prototype again, connect this to this. So on mouse enter, should be on mouse enter, then it should animate to the top one. So I'll cut this now, control C. I'll copy it, then go back to where I have it, then I'll do control shift R. So to set things the way it's supposed to be, then I will change it to the other frame, then move it up to the position where it's supposed to be. Then I will change the frame back to the empty frame. So once I come here, see what happened. So I think the height is too much. I'm going to reduce it. The height is too much. I'm going to reduce the height. So the height of this one, we'll remove this from the top. This is 806, 806. So this also should be 806. So 806. So this is 806 now. Let's change it to that one. So once we get here, this should animate. So let's restart this thing. So okay, sorry, we haven't changed it to the empty. So here, like that. It is still, it is still, uh, it's still very high. The height is too much to. So, so back to this. Uh, 1.5 seconds. Okay, sorry, on mouse enter. Okay, okay. I think it's okay like this. So the next thing is just to remove the outline. Okay, clip width. I'll remove the outline. Install. So I'll go to the next one. So this next one, I'll put them in a frame. Ctrl G. Now I'll change it to a frame. Then I'll copy the outside. So I'll also increase the height of the frame like this. So the effect I want from this, let me copy the other one. I'll animate together with it. So the effect I want from this is for them to come from the bottom, the two of them. So I'll just, okay, let us try and see the boundary of the frame. So I will move them down. I will move them down like this. It's okay. Them down. So at 0% so that they will not show initially. So let me just remove this. Then have component set. So I'm going to connect these two, and I'll say on mouse enter. Then at 1500 milliseconds. So I'm going to copy it, then come back to this place and Ctrl Shift R to paste it. So I'll change it to other components. Sorry, I have to select this so that I know where this thing sits. Okay, I think this is it. So I'm going to delete this. On mouse, we have one here already. So mouse enter. This should also take effect. So let's go there. Yes, yes, yes. So all we just need to do is to move it down a little bit. Yes, I think this is okay. Let's go from the top. Yes, yes, yes. So to the next one, these ones also, I want them to come from the bottom, but at different interval. So I will increase the height of the frame. Let me move it down a little bit. So copy the other one from it. So what we're going to have here is little clip. Okay, I'll show this. On this, we're going to clip the content. So this also will clip the content later. Now the X of this one, the Y of everything here, the Y, that the space, I mean the padding from the top is 303. So I'm going to add 100 to it plus 100. Just try and see this. So plus 100. We'll do it first. I'll add the stroke, then select this. Let me do plus 300. So instead of plus 300, this one will be around plus 500 plus 700, then this plus 900. So I want them to come at different interval. That's why I give them different padding from the top. So I'm going to remove the stroke, and I'm going to clip the content. So I'll select the two, then create component set. Now go to prototype and I'll link the two again, then smart animate at this. So on mouse enter also. So when we're scrolling, when our mouse reaches where the thing is, then it's going to take effect. So I'll need this like this so that I'll know exact place to place this. So I'll copy it, Control C, then go to it, Control Shift R to replace it, and I'll move it to the top till it sits on the line where we should have it. So if we go back to it, you can see the effect is coming up. Now we'll go to the next one. So first of all, we need to group this thing. We'll group them. Control G. This also will group. Control G, and this button is grouped already. So everything will now be grouped. Control G, and I'll change it to frame. Then copy it outside. Then the first thing I'll do is to increase the size of the frame so that I can do on mouse enter. Now, so it depends on what effect I want to give this. Depends on what effect, but the effect I would like to give, okay, let us copy. So copy another one. Now the effect I want to depends on what I wish to give to it. So what I'll do now is this text and this button, I want them to come from the side. So let us add stroke to it. I'll add stroke to this so that we'll see the line. So I want this to come from the side, so but I want the text to come first. The text will come first, and the button will come last. So I'll need to move it backward a little bit like this. So this content here, I want them to come from the bottom, so everything at 0 opacity. So this, I would like to scatter them. Something like this, and I'll put everything at 0 opacity like this. So what I'll do now is to remove this stroke, then select the two and do component set. So I'll select it and go to prototype, link them. So on mouse enter, so it should change to this. So I'm going to come to the bottom of this, is the bottom of it. So I'll copy this, Ctrl C, Ctrl Shift R to replace it, and I'll move them to the touch line. Thing is okay. So I'm going to reduce the height of this thing. The height is around 929, so I'll reduce it to 840, something around 840, 840. The other one too, I'll also reduce it to 840. Then let's go back to this and see the effect. You can see how it comes up. So that is that. So this other one, so I'm going to group everything. Ctrl G. Now change it to a frame. Then together with this, Ctrl G, I'll change the frame. So let me remove the frame. It's a Ctrl Shift T. So we have one frame containing them. So I'll copy this down. What I'll do first is to increase the height of it. I think it's okay like this. Not something. So I'll copy either side. Let's copy it down. So let us unclip it and give it a stroke. Now what I'll do here is I just want this one to appear. So what I'll just give it to it is 0 opacity. That's all. But these other ones, I want these two to come from this side, or this to come from this side. Let me select this and this. So I want them to come from this side. These two, I want them to come from this side. They will come at 0 opacity, and this and this and this will also come. I'm sorry, and this will also come at 0 opacity. At 0 opacity, like this. So everything 0. Now what I'll do is to combine them as variants in a component. Then I'll remove the outline of this. Now I'll go to prototype and I'll link them. So while on mouse enter, then the effect should take place. So I'm going to move this thing down, and I'll copy this on the down one. Ctrl C. I'll copy like that. I'll Ctrl Shift R to replace it. Then I will move it up so that it sits on the line. Yeah, it's okay like that. So let's go and see what we've done. You can see how it comes. You can see fantastic. So this other one, what I'll just do to it, let me just copy it aside. So I'll copy this like this. So what I'll do to this, I won't do anything much there. What I'll just do, first of all, I will increase the height of it like this. So I'll create the other one. So what I'll do here is I'm going to create an overlay to this. this overlay, I'm going to create it to this one here. I'm going to create it like this. So I'll create another one. I'll create another one also. I'll create another one. I'll create another one. And this, so I'm going to copy everything, Control C, and I'll paste them here. In the second one. So what I'll do now is I'll move everything here. I'll move them to a side. Let me just so everything is a side like this. So what I'll do to the X, I'll look at the size of this, which is 1440, the width. So I'll select everything I have here, every rectangle I have here. Then this is going to be 1480, for example, so that it's moved out of the frame. So it goes like this. So from here, everything here is going to be 0. It's going to be 0, 0 like this, and this also, sorry, the frame, okay, this is the frame. The picture, the image we have inside will also be 0, and this other frame will have 0 opacity. Everything is 0. So we'll combine them now as variants, then go to prototype mode, select this, and we'll come to this one once we our mouse enters it. So I'm going to copy this. So I also bring the line to the bottom here. So I'll replace Ctrl Shift R with the one I copy. Now move this one up till it reaches where the line is, like this. So let us go to where, yes, fantastic. So I think we'll stop from here because the this thing is becoming lengthy. So let's go back, let's go to the prototype and let's restart the prototype. Or before I even go to the prototype, let's try and choose okay, we don't have a window that will fit a desktop, so let's just, we don't have a mockup that will fit the desktop. Let's just restart it. So we have, this is it. On mouse enter, then everything takes effect. So you must have come across all these kind of things in different websites. So this is how they were being designed. Thank you for listening. These files I will make sure it's available on Figma Community. Just search for Rabia Hassan or at Hassan261. So when you search, you see the file. You can copy the file and try it by yourself. Thank you for listening. I'm very grateful.